What's going on, guys? Vic VP back with another Gamecase Arcades video. On this one today, you want to talk about Black Friday sales? Look at what I picked up on Black Friday. It's a little dusty in the garage, but yeah. I picked up a Street Fighter 2 pinball machine for Black Friday. Wait till you hear the story on this one. Sheesh! Hadouken! Ha 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 ha. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness, the poor Neo Geo. I was planning to do that. Like, I know that it's dusty, but I didn't know it was that dusty, but I gotta dust off Neo Geo. You know the drill. If you're not following me on all the socials, what are you waiting for? Be sure to follow me at Vic_VP. Click the Linktree link down below. Follow all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the YouTube shorts, and all that. What are you waiting for? Be sure also to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this Black Friday sale. Kind of did a trade, but then I sold. There's a story behind everything. But again, what are you waiting for? Be sure to follow all the socials. You would have seen this. You would have seen what game left and what game I picked up on the same day if you followed the socials. Again, Instagram stories and the YouTube shorts and TikTok. It's there. 24-hour kind of stories. What are you waiting for? Go follow. Now, real quick, a quick disclaimer. Again, for my buddy Alejandro and any of my viewers, again, going 13 years strong as far as arcade-wise, and I don't know, 8 years plus on YouTube, or even 13 years. Again, my channel is dedicated to anything gaming, whether it's arcade gaming, pinball, handhelds, PC gaming, anything that involves gaming, that's what my channel is designated for. If you listen very carefully on how my intros are, there's two different intros. There's Vic VP, Gamecase Arcades. Usually it's anything that's like, you know, I'm building. We're gonna talk about this in a quick second. Or I'm fixing and I'm planning to sell. That's the Gamecase Arcade side of things. The other side is just Vic VP. That's kind of like the content creator portion of me, such as you saw with the whole Stern Loaner program. That's not Gamecase Arcades. I'm not selling those machines. It's just Vic VP. So yes, pinball, like I said, I highly recommend everybody to go check out a local barcade, arcade, see if they have a pinball machine. Go play pinball. It's very fun. Again, the big reason I like pinball, me growing up, I wasn't very athletic. So this right here, I'm considering it a sport. It's a skilled kind of sport. So being able to like attend tournaments and all that, it's different. So yes, basically what I'm getting at, I'm not gonna be only pinball. No, I'm not doing just pinball. I still love my arcade gaming. Be sure to check out the live streams. I'll still be gaming and all that. And yes, I'm still building arcade cabinets, no worries. Yes, we're gonna talk about this now coming up. But yes, pinball is pinball though. I caught the bug, and you know, I hopefully some of you guys catch the bug as well. Again, we're gonna talk about Street Fighter and all that, but I keep pointing at this thing. Look at this. This is a totally custom by Vic. It might be a 42-inch or a 55-inch, depending on the customer. Totally. This is gonna be a not one of a kind, but it's gonna be a good thing because yeah, this is gonna be unique. I've gotten the requests for this, but this has a very unique setup. We have the whole 27-inch active marquee on this. We have a Stream Deck section, monster speakers on this, but the control panel, that's what's gonna be very unique on that. So there's a little by Vic with a swinging door. Stay tuned, just stay tuned for that. Again, that's my by Vic 55-inch or whatever screen you want to put, custom arcade cabinet. Stay tuned for that. Again, it's been a busy couple of weeks, again, cutting that by Vic. It gets very dusty in here, not to mention it's very cold out here in New York, so I have the garage open. When you have the garage open and you have the CNC going, dust tends to just fill the air. The dust that I shot off of this Street Fighter is probably about 3 days worth of cutting on the CNC. But enough of that. On this one, yes, Vic, what? You picked up, according to Pinside, according to other people, you picked up probably the worst pinball machine / game ever created. You picked up a Street Fighter 2 Gottlieb? Yeah, I believe it's a great deal that I got on it. It's got a great story. I played this on VPin. I played the virtual pinball version of this, and I beat the game on VPin. Yes, this is one of those games where you actually beat. There's a final wizard mode that will end the game. I did it on virtual pinball. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. Me personally, as an arcade channel, arcade builder, you see Street Fighter 2, the most iconic arcade game that there is. Everybody knows Street Fighter 2. So part of me, like, I bought this and I'm like, you know, I'm an arcade kind of guy, arcade builder. I gotta have a Street Fighter 2, right? My phone's blowing up, sorry. But yes, I picked up a Street Fighter 2. I enjoyed the virtual pinball version. I'm pretty sure I will enjoy the real version. This has quite a story behind it. I don't know if you saw it before I blew it away, but this apparently was property of the Air Force. Again, wait till you hear the story on this one. This one is a little wild. This specific cabinet was sent to Germany and then came back to the United States. Again, I'm just gonna tell you what the seller told me. Man, what a story. But yes, Vic, you picked up the worst pinball machine ever made. People have opinions. That's the big thing about pinball. People have their opinions. But again, as an arcade guy, it's Street Fighter. I suck at Street Fighter. I'm not gonna lie. If you say, Vic, I'm gonna play with Street Fighter, I will Hadouken spam all day. Because that's really the only like move I know, and I could probably throw a couple of sonic booms. But yeah, come on. It's Street Fighter 2. The theme is awesome. I mean, especially for a gaming guy, it's a no-brainer. You gotta pick for Street Fighter 2. Now, yes, if you followed the socials, you would have seen what bit the bullet. Yes, Earthshaker. I sold Earthshaker. It's actually kind of funny. I think this video is gonna go out after the video I made talking about my breakdown on Earthshaker. So be sure to check out those videos. But yes, Earthshaker officially sold. The timeline, the time framing was perfect. Chef's kiss on the time framing. Somebody messaged me and they were looking at Earthshaker. Pretty cool. I've had Earthshaker up on Facebook Marketplace for no joke, probably about 2 months, 2 to 3 months. Some people might say, Vic, you had it highly priced. That's why nobody jumped on it. But again, I don't buy these machines with the intention to sell. I play my machines. I've played Earthshaker, but I knew it was a game that wasn't gonna stay in my collection, so I put it up for sale. I wasn't in dire need of selling it. So some people, I got an offer for like $1,000 for Earthshaker. I'm not gonna sell Earthshaker for $1,000. I did get a pretty good chunk of change for Earthshaker. Good enough where basically my Roller Coaster Tycoon was free. And I guess you could say, I don't know, Street Fighter 2 was like a trade. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what I sold Earthshaker for, but I sold it, I'm happy, and the customer was happy as well. I delivered it. That was also another plus side to this person. They're like, oh, can you deliver it? So I did drive my Earthshaker from New York to Brooklyn, I believe she was in. So Earthshaker now is in a new home. It's actually in a storage unit. The person's gonna open up something in January. She's been enjoying it though ever since. I sold Earthshaker and got in the car. I had the whole day planned again. It was Black Friday. Started my day I woke up at like 7 a.m. Met the person in Brooklyn at 9 a.m. And then I was off to PA. About 90, no, not 90, way off, 190 miles out from home. So 190 miles out to PA to this military surplus warehouse where Street Fighter 2 sat for about 10 plus years. Now it's funny, I got the address to this place in PA, and I'm talking PA, like acres of just grass and like farmland. I passed a couple of cows. Yeah. Again, Black Friday. I Googled, like I put in the Google Maps the address, and sure enough, this military surplus warehouse pops up. So I didn't really understand what that was. I still don't really know what a military surplus is. I was under the impression it's kind of like ammunition, but apparently not. My neighbor told me where it's like basically stuff that gets sent to the military, like everything you could think of. Again, when I pulled up to this warehouse, I'm talking acres. He had 3 big like airplane hangar size, I don't know, warehouse things. And it was just full of randomness. Outside, he had a bunch of like washing machines and like big fans, like the kind of fan I have over there, like these big monstrous fans. And I'm like, what? I'm like, where am I going? But it had a couple of pictures on Facebook. Unfortunately, at the time of this video, the ad is taken down, so I can't get the pictures of it. But a couple of things that caught my eye on this ad, the plunger wasn't there. The plunger was gone, but it's here now, so it must have been an old picture. And the one big thing that caught my eye was basically there's a boot error on this machine. And when I saw that error, I said to myself, you know, it's a 50-50 chance. It might be something easy to fix, or it might be a disaster. I did not power it on while I was at this warehouse. I just grabbed and go. Vic, how much did you pay for this Street Fighter 2? I paid $1,500 for Street Fighter 2. Now some people might say, Vic, that's a lot. Like I always say this. Again, this is where I kind of say where it's kind of like a trade. If you watch my videos, I purchased Earthshaker and Roller Coaster Tycoon for $3K, 2 machines. It was a 2-for deal. So Earthshaker in my eyes is $1,500. That's where the trade comes in. Earthshaker traded, sold, and I got Street Fighter 2. Yeah. So again, in my eyes, if I'm going to be brutally honest, being in this pinball realm for about a year and 3 months, anytime you find a pinball machine that is under $3K, DMD era, I'm talking. Or even if you want to do like solid state, if you want to do like alphanumeric, like Earthshaker, you pick it up. You pick it up and you don't ask questions. Because, again, for $1,500, even if it needs work, it's $1,500. I'd say jump on it. Now, like I said, I got my money from Earthshaker. It literally was a handoff of the money. So that was pretty cool. I said I had to go to the bank and I had to get cash. It was a great transaction, but it was an all-day thing. You're talking, I mean, I woke up at 7 a.m. and I didn't get back home till about, I would say, 9 p.m. It was a long day, but the end result is here. The big thing, though, I'm shooting this video, and in all honesty, I have not really dug deep into this machine. I know there's a couple of things that I experienced, but again, I have to cut this by Vic and get it done. Then I'm going to be looking at this, and I still have also those shooters for E-Rock going, so I haven't really totally diagnosed a couple of issues. But when I unloaded this off the truck, I'm going to do it with you guys here. I saw the error. It's kind of like your basic, like, hey, the battery cell, which on this one, for example, is like those, it's a cell battery, like a watch battery. It probably needs a new battery. I go inside the back box and I'll press that little reset button and we have game. Now, normally when I pick up a machine, going back to the warehouse story, I always ask, whether it's even an arcade machine, I'm like, I like to hear the backstory. Because every cabinet has a story to it. So I asked this guy, fairly, young, he's probably my age, like, young 30s. I asked him, I was like, what's the backstory? How did you get this? And basically he told me that it's in his warehouse for a very long time. I guess he inherited this warehouse and I guess they were cleaning stuff and they came across this. And they also came across a pinball machine called Aspen. Apparently it's a cabaret pinball game. He asked me if I wanted that, but I was like, no, no, I'm here for this. So I just asked him, I said, what's the story behind it? Because in the Facebook ad, I did see this placard here. And again, it says here, anyone caught stealing or damaging Air Force property will be prosecuted under the UCMJ. So again, on the Facebook ad, I saw this. And then I also saw on the back box, as you can see here, the back glass, I kind of saw this white tape here. And he did tell me basically it was taped. It was like that. And he told me that this machine was sent to Germany. I kind of believe that because sometimes when I power this machine on, I think the DMD is reading in German. Could be wrong. It's got like letters and scramble. I don't know. We'll power it on together. So the guy said it was sent to Germany. It was probably played in Germany. And then it came back to the US. When that happened, I don't know. But all I know is that this machine basically went from USA to Germany and then back. When I did pick this thing up, it was missing. The funny thing was that the whole back glass, this whole thing was off. It was like off on here. And to my visual inspection, don't know why, but somebody removed the entire lock mechanism here to lock the glass in. So, you know, if I take the back, if I right now bring the head down, this whole thing will come out. But that's A-okay. Luckily with this whole setup, it was just glass and no joke 3 Molex connectors for the DMD panel. And I just had this in the back seat of my car and head down, and we were on our way. But yeah, that's the little unique story. This was a property of the Air Force. Kind of cool, right? I kind of, I'm gonna get butchered, but I kind of thought, when I heard that and I saw this, I immediately thought of the stage on Street Fighter 2 where they're on like the Intrepid or on like the hangar with all the planes. I think it's Guile's, you know, map. And I'm like, you know what? This machine is probably in that box where if you could throw your opponent into the box and it breaks. It's probably somewhere in the background. So I'm hoping I'm right. But yeah, I would assume this is like part of Guile's stage. Isn't that crazy? Like what? It was in the Air Force. All right, now without further ado, I bought this thing home. Again, it was Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Got home at 9. I just basically unloaded. I put it on its legs, and I kind of just wheeled it to the rear of the garage. Long day. But the next morning on Saturday, I was like, you know, I can't sleep. Let's see what's up with Street Fighter. So if I flip the switch, I get this. This is where I think, like, you know, I feel like the whole German side of things. I don't know German, but I would assume it's that. I get this. And it was the same thing, but on the person's picture, it just said error. So I don't know. As you can see though, the game don't work. What the hell? What am I supposed to do? Now I have this strategy, and you guys could use my strategy. Again, if you look kind of carefully, because I was playing around with it, the error message here says U6, but it might say it in German, I don't know, but on his original picture, it said like low battery, low bat. And, you know, most of the time, when you look inside of a back box, and I did a quick, you know, Google search and all that for a godly system, there's a reset. And sometimes when you press the reset, you get gameplay. Again, there's a method to the madness. Vic, you should do that in front of the seller. Why? Why do that? Vic, you're an asshole. No, I'm not. Because if you did a quick Google search like I did, you would have probably seen that. Now, this is not, you know, yippee-ki-yay, sell it. No, this still needs work. It needs a couple of things. I have an issue with the Chun-Li motor. I have an issue with the ramps. And I have an issue with the extra ball targets not registering. So it does need work, but...
Prepare for the ultimate challenge. Ready, set, shoot.
Oh! Ready, set, shoot. And then you pull. Flippers work. Slings work. Several lights out. My machine is not leveled. But
Select your victory award.
Oh, the car crunch. Oh, it does work. Yes, it's got the car in the playfield. This is insane. I lose. Oh, it's not like the V-pin version. No, it's not. This is awesome. So like right now, there's a couple of things happening. I didn't really play, but I got Ryu. A lot. There's a lot going on. Let me end this game first. I can't even end it. Yeah, let's end it. So I'm gonna shoot some B-roll real quick because this is where I basically messaged the person on Wednesday or Tuesday. Sonic Boom. Ooh, it's got a track sound. I messaged him on Tuesday, so before Thanksgiving. The guy originally had this up for sale for like 3K. And like, no, it's not worth 3K. Somebody local to me has a decked out Street Fighter 2 for 4K, and it's been on Marketplace for months. But he's probably like me, whereas like he doesn't need to sell it. I don't see the game worth 4K, but for 1,500, I'm all in all day. It could be any DMD era game or alphanumeric game, Williams game. I'm in. So what was I getting at with this? So I messaged the guy on Tuesday, and it went from 3K to 2K in a day. So I'm assuming that he like probably got a bunch of offers, and his description of this machine, it was a very like typed out description. He went like hard. He did tell me, he's like, I went on Pinside and I saw like the suggested amount. I'm surprised this is doing track sounds. He wrote there like, he looked at Pinside, he saw like the recommended value and all that. Anyway, it went from 2K to like 1,800 like in a day. Again, 3K, 2K, 1,800. I shot him a message. I said, listen, I'll give you $1,500 cash. No questions asked. I will just come, pick this up, and load it. And sure enough, the guy said deal. And pretty quickly. So I was like, ooh, maybe I could have offered less, but I don't want to lowball. I'm happy with it. I think I spent the correct amount on it. Not too much, it doesn't need work. But yeah, it went high and then sent an offer and boom. So again, we made the deal like on Tuesday or Wednesday. And I said to the guy, I said, please don't sell it underneath me because I have a feeling somebody might message this guy and go, hey, I'll give you 2K. And then so I said, like, I'll give you a deposit. I'll Venmo you right now. Please just don't sell it. The guy's like, no, Vic, I'll be honest. You're answering very quickly to me. You're being respectful. I'll hold it for you, but I need this thing gone Friday. I said, I will be there Friday. Just please don't sell it. And that was it. I would have went like Wednesday, but he wasn't available. Thursday was Thanksgiving. So like the whole time, I made the agreement on this whole payment. I was like, oh, we made the deal, right? So Tuesday, I'm looking at his pictures. I'm kind of like Wolverine in bed, like just staring at my phone. And I'm looking just at this Street Fighter. And the more I look at it, the more I'm like, oh, this needs work. Like, did I make a good deal? Is this worth it? The big thing, I'm gonna shoot some B-roll. The big thing that freaked me out was I could not see the lower playfield. I couldn't see the car crunch. I'm gonna do the B-roll with the lights off. You could see it's just black. And I'm like, oh crap, did somebody take out the lower playfield? Is there any lower playfield? Like, that's a big mech. And basically I bought it. I was in the warehouse looking at it, and sure enough, in the warehouse, I'm like, ooh, I could actually see the flipper. And I'm like, oh, but is the car there? I can't see it. Even now, right now, I could see the car, I think. But basically, it's so black underneath. I thought there was no playfield at all. I thought it was just a piece of plexiglass with black on it. But to my relief, when I bought it home, yes, there is a lower playfield. And yes, it does work in the game. The lower playfield does need some work. I did do some research. Apparently, this whole glass, it's not leveled in this specific machine because the ball will actually roll down the side of it. But apparently, there's a fix to it. It's got like gaskets underneath it. But I got very excited to see the lower playfield. Again, there's some things I have to kind of work on. I have a broken left slingshot that looks like somebody tried to duct tape. So I don't know what I could do with that just yet. And the one thing that kind of annoys me is that the Chun-Li upper playfield is scratched up. It is a spinning flipper. It just spins. And right now, that motor, it's like on and off. It's not working correctly. So I have a feeling I might need a new motor. I did notice one fuse was missing, and I replaced it, but then it blew. The left ramp now works, but the right ramp doesn't. There's a lot that needs to be done. I just haven't dug into it just yet. Also, it kind of stinks because I missed out on like a Black Friday special for Comet Pinball, which is the LEDs. And I think also Titan Rubber also had a Black Friday deal, but that's okay. Again, I got to focus on the customer there. But all in all, I'm like amazed at the score. Again, like I said, when I first had this, it had 3 errors here. I pressed the reset and now 1 error went away, but I still have to change the battery on it. Again, it's got a button cell on it. Apparently I could this button cell that's on it is actually soldered to the board. So I have to desolder it, and I have to kind of, somebody said you could just put a regular watch battery, but then you have to get a compartment. It's work. But the funny thing, like I mentioned, we do have the Black Friday sales, and the first thing off the bat, obviously I had to get the Pen 2 DMD. This needed the color DMD on this. So I do plan to film that right after this. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting in the color DMD before I could even get the game working properly. But yeah, can't go wrong with a color DMD. Also, to my surprise, as you could see in the footage that we just did, the animations are awful on this. It's nothing like what I played on VPN. I think we got like Saget or whoever, and you can see he's so tiny on this big DMD. So I'm anxious to do that. I think it's a great score. I think it's awesome. The side art on the cabinet is pretty decent. This side here, it's got like this, it looks like packing tape. I guess they did it to like keep the head down. So that's like the only thing, but it looks like it easily comes off. So hopefully that comes out. M. Bison on the side. It looks awesome. Now again, the playfield's actually not awful. You know, your holes here, usually they put Cliffies. It's beat, it's normal, but I have a big feeling that once I kind of clean it and wax the playfield, it's gonna look amazing. But yeah, I scored a Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition pinball machine. Look, you know what's funny? There's an alternate back glass on this game that replicates like the Super Nintendo, you know, box art. I'm fine with this. I dig this. They did Blanca good. They got Bison here. Chun-Li is questionable. She's very busty everywhere. Ryu's face is kind of, but I dig it. This is like, I don't know. I don't like alternate translates. Keep it original. That's what it is. But again, I already have my work cut out on me. I have to get like the whole lock mech here. But yeah, there you guys have it. The little story behind Street Fighter 2. Now, I did say it. I don't know. I can't say it. I did say it to a couple people. My buddy Joel Retro Lizard, he's like, what? He's like, all like, you got a Street Fighter. I wanted a Street Fighter. I have a feeling, I don't know. I think right now, I don't think I'm going to keep it because I know I need to do work on it. But I have a feeling that once I get this up and running, it may be a keeper. It may be a keeper. So just be sure to stay tuned. VigVP, Gamecase Arcades. I got a Street Fighter 2 and it works. I just had to push that little reset button. I forgot to end the video, but yeah, there you go. VigVP, Gamecase Arcades. Hadouken.